Ladies and gentlemen, gather round. It's time. It is time. The Premier League champions are back in action Monday night. You know them, we're there. Do you know what I'm saying? Aston Villa away, tasty game. Very, very tasty game. Do you know what I'm saying? Aston Villa have done us in the past. Do you know what I'm saying? But we've got a good record against these. We've got a good record against Unai Emery, but you know, they have done us. They have done us for sure. They looked terrible last game, but I'm not going by last game. I'll be honest. I'm not going by last game. I think there's going to be a lot of changes in the Villa team from what there was for Villa's last game. And I can't take what Aston Villa did last game versus this game. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not taking anything from their last game for this game. I just can't. If I'm looking at the you know what I mean, they've got a new goalkeeper in. They've got the same back four. They've got the same midfield, similar midfield. Nicholas Jackson up top. Yeah, I mean, it's broadly the same team. Obviously, they've had to move things around. It's actually the same 11. Apart from the goalkeeper and the striker, it's actually the same 11. But yeah, Nicholas Jackson, I mean, they just got a lot to prove. Do you know what I'm saying? You've got Suzuki in goal, his first game. They've got Nicholas Jackson up top. That midfield, we should be able to boss the midfield. And the defense, we should be able to do something. This is the game we should be winning. Let's be real. Do you know what I'm saying? This is a game we should be winning. But like I say, you've got Nicholas Jackson have a lot to prove. And I think Nicholas Jackson wasn't covered in glory at times. But Nicholas Jackson, I feel like, I know he's played in this era, but I feel like Nicholas Jackson was he was coming off the back of all them nines. Nicholas Jackson was coming off the back of a great era of nines. You know what I'm saying? And we're just seeing, when he was at Chelsea, we were just seeing the Benzemas go and really great attackers. Robert Lewandowski, Harry Kane. He was at Chelsea and he looked bad at Chelsea. But when you actually watch him play, and AT, I agree with you, when you actually watch him play, he missed a few high-profile chances. And I think the crowd and the fans turned on him. And I understand why. Totally understand why. We've been there with Giroud. I understand why. And then you see him go to Bayern, do quite well. You see how he's improved. He looks a much improved player. He wasn't terrible at Chelsea. He wasn't. But it's the, like I always say to you, bro, like James Rodriguez. James Rodriguez didn't score a lot of great goals, but he scored a couple of high-profile goals. And then man gas him better than he is. I think it's the opposite for Jackson, where people remember Nicholas Jackson as worse than he actually is in reality. I don't think Nicholas Jackson is a bad number 9. I've seen Nicholas Jackson be a very good, very handy number 9. He can score goals, not prolific, but he can score goals. He could do a bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? He could do link-up play. He's not too bad in the air. You know, very, very athletic. So we've got to be on our P's and Q's. You know what I'm saying? We're starting mascara. We've got to be in the P's and Q's. Hammers had a good World Cup goal. That's what I'm saying. Hammers had a good World Cup goal. That's it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's the PR. Nicholas Jackson's got very bad PR. He's got good link-up play, and he could be handy. He could be very handy. Obviously, they needed João Gomez in the midfield. I'm looking at their midfield. Camara, Hemmings, Buendia, McGinn, Barkley. That's a lot of that. They're going to be quite narrow. I'm thinking Solis, you know, we're going to find out in time if Solis can keep being as consistent as he's been. It's only been 2 games, but he's looked really good. But again, I'm looking at him. He's up against Matty Cash, but I'm looking at, they don't really have out-and-out wingers. John McGinn is playing out wide, but really more of a central player. Buendia is playing out wide, really more of a central player. Ross Barkley, a central player. And then the kind of double pivot of Hemmings and Camara, central again. So out wide, we should have a lot of, we should have some success. Saka up against Martson. Again, Martson's good, athletic, but he's not the best defender. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at Saka to be crossing balls in. I'm not necessarily looking at Saka. Still looks a little bit leggy for me. I'm not going to lie. Saka still looks a little bit leggy for me. Still don't look like he's going to, you know, get down, face up his fullback and get one-on-one with him. Do you know what I'm saying? But Saka up against Martson, whipping crosses into Havertz. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. And we've got a special guest tonight as well. We got a special guest. Wasn't sure if he was going to make it, but here he is. It's the boy.
What
are you saying? It's the Caribbean culture hater still. But there you go. Nick,
we should ask Smash if he goes carnival, you know.
Well, I don't know what that's going to tell me. Nick, I know you hate Unai, but Villa just failed him. I don't hate Unai. I don't hate Unai Emery at all. Why would it? He was a decent manager for us. Unai, just like bro, when you go and succeed Sir Alex or Wenger after that many years, it's always going to be a poison chalice. The whole club was trying to change, and we weren't really accustomed to that change yet. I think Unai could have been successful if he was given more time at Arsenal. So I don't hate him. I just defend Mikel because twice Mikel's conduct is always questioned. His conduct, how he conducts himself. Twice we've seen Unai Emery lose a game and run away from the touchline and not shake another manager's hand. And I haven't really seen the media pick up on it or discuss it. Last week he didn't shake the other manager's hand and he just bounced down the touchline. If that's my gaffer, I know what the stories are going to say. Do you know what I'm saying? But Unai's got good PR in it. Do you know what I'm saying? He's seen as like a nice guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Unai Emery, he's the Joseph Parker of managers, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? But Villa did fail. But the thing is, it's not that Villa failed him. You got to know when you go into a job interview, as much as they are interviewing you to take the job, you are interviewing them as to whether or not you want the job. And you got to chat to the owners and get an understanding of what is success. What does this look like? You can't, for example, okay, Villa, because they're a big club, they've won trophies. We expected Villa to be more ambitious. And I don't want to shit talk Villa before they slap us tonight. But if you take the job for someone like Brighton and you go and get 4th or 5th and get into the Europa League and you build a couple of players that are just like up and coming stars, say you have like a Bournemouth type season for Brighton and you finish 5th. There's no point getting giddy thinking, you know what, in 5 years' time we can win the Champions League. No, they're just going to sell all your players. The board is going to sell your players, and then you're going to have to go down to 10th and rebuild again and get back to 5th. That's the club. That's what your club do. With Villa, Villa's been a big club. Villa's one of the biggest clubs in the country. So we thought that they would have that ambition going and getting. Some people think going and getting a manager. Do you know what I mean? Some people think going and getting a top manager was the job. Some man draw a buff gal in the rave and don't ras it because all they wanted to do is show man in the rave they could draw it. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think with Aston Villa, like we've seen teams bridge that gap between being just an ordinary team and being a top level team. And City, for example, Spurs, Chelsea, like they've all been ordinary teams. If we're being respectful, those teams were smaller than Aston Villa 25 years ago. Do you know what I'm saying? But because the club and the owners have invested in the club, you were able to, we always talk about, can you change class? In football, you can become a common folk and be up there with the big dogs. He thought, and here's where he was wrong, he thought that he could do it with good performances on the pitch. I'm going to get Champions League football 2 seasons in a row. I'm going to win a trophy and a European trophy at that. And I'm going to try and bridge the gap moving forward. Up until February, people were saying Aston Villa were in a title race. Remember, I think he thought that with what I've built, I'll become an attractive team. The problem is when you have your players like Rodgers, when you have your players like, let's just take Rodgers. Rodgers left Chelsea, left Aston Villa, who have Champions League football and finished ahead of them 2 seasons in a row, to go to a team that finished 10th. And the reason why he did it, people can say Chelsea's a bigger club, but Chelsea paid him a lot of money, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And the ceiling for Chelsea and the project for Chelsea is potentially bigger than the project at Aston Villa. I believe
a lot of that's PSR based.
True, but I believe, let's say Aston Villa, after finishing top 4 and winning the Europa League, went out, and the first week in the window, they went out and bought. Let's say they went out and bought. Who could?
Saka.
Let's say they bought Saka, or they went out and bought. Who's a big signing from this transfer from this season?
Ndai's just going to City or something like that.
No. Bigger than that.
Bigger than that.
Yeah. Let's say they went out and bought Tonali. Let's say they went out and bought Tonali and Barcola. Barcola, yeah. Let's say they went out and bought that. Rodgers, I think, will be like, no, I can believe in this project. I can believe in this project. You know what I'm saying? But
It's like as a
because
boxer, what do we always say? You don't want to be the best boxer at your gym.
facts,
Do you know what I'm saying? If you're the guy, and like I said, I made the point when we were arguing the other day about Chelsea's front three. I was saying Rodgers, you can't use the number of goals because he ain't been a winger for a long time. Rodgers at that team has played 6, 8, and 10. So Rodgers is by far and away at that time the best player in Aston Villa because this brother's playing at a high level across multiple different positions. Nobody else is really doing that in that team. Do you know what I'm saying? Rodgers, Tillerman's again is a high level footballer. Tillerman's a high level footballer, but in one position. He's more of a specialist.
But I think part of that is because, if you're being honest, Rodgers is a player who, for the most part, came through the ranks. And when he got to the top level, it was like, I don't want to say it was by accident, but it wasn't. He wasn't supposed to be. He wasn't supposed to be that high level player. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't supposed to be.
I disagree. I think that it's the opposite. He came through when you got a player. Look, if we look at Jadon Sancho, Jadon Sancho has had a really good spell. Not even spell. He had a really great couple seasons at Dortmund, but he thought he was bigger than Dortmund. Not bigger than Dortmund, but he thought he was a level above Dortmund. And he's gone to so many clubs and it's not worked out for him. I think a lot of that is about when you come through certain academies. I think if you come through Charlton's academy, you don't expect to go to Chelsea. You don't expect to be playing for City. You don't expect to be winning titles. But I think the opposite is the case. You look at Cole Palmer. He's come through Man City's academy. That's a top academy. Any of them ballers that come through Cobham's a top academy, bro. From 15, 16 years old, you'll get Cobham. You're thinking, yo, if I can get into the Chelsea team, I might win Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues. If I'm in Hale End, you're looking at Saka, Smith, these man. Yo, if I come through, Morgan Rogers came through the Man City Academy from 2019, 2023, when they were killing it with trophies. So when he stepped out to go to a Villa, a Middlesbrough, whatever, he's climbing the ladder to get back to the top. That's why Cole Palmer's gone Chelsea, and that's why Cole Palmer plays the way that he plays. I think a lot of it, from when I've spoken to footballers, the academy is like coming from Bosey's gym. If you're in Bosey's gym, you want world titles. But if you're in a gym with respectfully, and you're Josh Kelly's gym with Adam Booth, you ain't thinking about world titles. You might be thinking about Commonwealth level, European level.
But I think with Rodgers, that he had a remarkable last 2 seasons. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. I don't think people could have anticipated the ceiling that he reached to at that time. Maybe eventually, but I don't think like what Rodgers ended up becoming. Bruv, I think if you were to speak to him 3 years ago, he probably would have said, yeah, I would probably be the best player at Aston Villa. Not, I'm going to go to Chelsea and be the best player or one of the best players at Chelsea. That's why I'm like, his claim to fame has been so quick.
Yeah, I get you. Who has a better academy, City or Chelsea? Right now, I'd have to say City. Right now, I'd say City. Last 20 years, Chelsea's had one of the best academies in the world.
I'd have probably Chelsea just generally, but City's brought through some top players, but
yeah,
I'd have probably said Chelsea on a whole. But
I agree. That's what I said. If you're going back last 20 years, it's definitely Cobham.
I think more than anything, though, I think Arsenal and United have better academy processes than both of them. Because
the difference is, you got to remember, 20 years ago, Man City weren't a big club before the money. So there's madness. When, like I said, if you're in Hale End, if you're in what's your man's academy, Carrington, and if you're in Cobham, you expect to go to the pathway is to go to the top level of football. For Man City, if you were there before the money came in, if you were there before Yaya Toure time, you weren't in the academy thinking I'm going to play for England. That was the case.
I hear you, but this is why I say Arsenal and United are still, for me, a level above Chelsea and City, because in terms of the academy for the player, because I look at City right now and they've got Lewis, Nico O'Reilly, Foden. Those are all players who came from their academy, right? And to be honest with you, that's a really solid list, especially Nico O'Reilly and Foden, what they've done and what they've accomplished. But I think a lot of their players, especially this is definitely with Chelsea, a lot of their best players actually don't serve Chelsea.
Yeah.
Arsenal's best player for the last 5 years has pretty much been Saka. Saka, maybe. And you look how much Lewis Skelly, these players serve Arsenal, and there's a system of constantly serving Arsenal. And I don't even need to go into the situation with United because United's been that. I think why people look at Chelsea and City so good and so highly is because their players are so good and they go to other teams and look so good. I don't actually think that in terms of a youth system, that makes it a good youth system. That just you get players, but you don't actually move them through the club in the correct way.
Well, for a long time, again, it goes back to my point. These men were a League One club. They got a bunch of money there, and they bought a load of the world's best stars. So when they were at their peak, there was no pathway for young talent to come through. That's why people like Cole Palmer left, because there's no pathway for them. How's Cole Palmer going to get in a team with Bernardo Silva and David Silva and Yaya Toure and Kevin De Bruyne and Ilkay Gundogan? Do you know what I'm saying? Arguably, Chelsea taking a step backwards has created, Arsenal especially taking a step backwards in terms of notoriety and winning things, has actually created an environment for the pathway for these men to come through.
You could say that about Paul Scholes, though. When he came into the team, Roy Keane was there, Paul Ince was there. There was top level players, but we still found a way for him. You find a way for your top level talent. You find a way for Saka. You find a way for if it means playing Saka at left back. You find a way, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? They found a way for Foden.
Yeah. They did and they didn't, because Saka's an established starter. On the left wing. Yeah.
That's good still, because he's in my fantasy.
They found Saka's a regular starter. Foden's not even really been a regular starter in this City team. I disagree that Villa could be in a relegation battle. I just don't see that.
That's not happening. That's not happening.
Villa ain't going to be in the relegation. They're actually too good. They're too talented aside. Like, there may be exhaustion, but Villa also have money, bro. Obviously, they're screwed with PSR.
And let's be honest with you. Let's be honest. Let's just be completely honest. They have a good manager. So
yeah, that's what I was going to say.
There'll be multiple games where Aston Villa don't look good, and we've seen this historically, even against big teams where they don't look good and win.
Yeah.
The problem is Crystal Palace the other day, for the large parts of that game, they actually looked good, and they lost 5-1. What did they lose? 5-1.
Something like that. Can't remember.
Whatever they lost,
they got battered. Yeah.
So for me, you don't. There's too many teams in this league where at their very best they still are going to lose. Aston Villa at their very, very best will cause a lot of teams trouble, and people are getting carried away with last week. Last week they lost by a large margin because they made individual errors. 3 of those goals were guys just giving away the ball. That's not something that happens every week.
Yeah, I'm going to go scoreline 2-1 for Arsenal. I'm going to go scoreline
for Arsenal. There's a good attack down the right hand side still.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
Is Luca Dino got sold in it?
Yeah, he's at PSG. What time are you on?
2 minutes 23.
Yeah, you're 20 seconds ahead of me still.
Where is Calafiori playing?
Yeah, bro, you're watching the game. We're asking me who's playing.
No, I didn't see the lineup still.
It's on the bottom of the screen if you look at the screen.
Oh shit, sorry, my bad.
Not the only thing that's giving me confidence, but one reason I can take confidence, if you're able to pause the sky when you get back, let me know. But we're playing against the black goalkeeper in it, and we know black keepers haven't fared well in the Prem. So, but no, I'll go 2-1. You know, Villa away is a big game. Before all this stuff about Villa selling players and losing players and Morgan Rogers, and before all that, you're looking at the fixture list and saying, you know what, Villa away is a sticky game. So you come out of Villa away with a 2-1 and you take that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, United away is a tough game. So even if United shit, United away is still United away. Do you know what I'm saying? If we played them after they lost 2-0 to Hull, I'm not like, okay, cool, they lost 2-0 to Hull, so let me slap these man now. That's not really how it works.
It definitely don't work like that.
Do you know what I'm saying? Villa Park is a great stadium to tick off the away list early if you can just go and take a 2-1 from there. Yeah, we got the teams on the bottom of the screen. Like I say, Villa's got that Suzuki in goal. Do you know what I mean? Now, is he using his black genes or his Japanese genes to be a goalkeeper? That's the question, bro. Ezra Konsa on the bench, of course. Are you able to pause your sky or not? You're muted. I can't hear.
Yeah, I am. Why? What one?
Just because what Lex did is he paused his until we caught up and we were at the same time and then pressed play. So we're watching it on the same time.
All right, cool.
Tell me what time you're pausing it on, though, and I'll tell you when I get there.
Shit.
Just probing around the box. Don't know if you lot saw the clip of Ola Aina on the podcast saying Arsenal's far more difficult to play than City because of the passes and how they move the defense around with the passes. I don't know if you man saw that.
I'm at 4 minutes 33.
Cool, I'll tell you when I get there. Just have your finger ready to press play. Nick, Messi retired from international football before Ronaldo. I mean, Messi's won a World Cup, innit? Ronaldo ain't. So you can press play now.
Messi retired from international. They both retired from international football at the same time because they both left Major League Football at the same time. One went to play in Saudi, one went to play in America.
He's talking about international. He's talking about international. Though.
Oh, fair enough. Where you at now?
The thing is, I told you to press play, so we should be aligned. 4, 55, 56, 57.
Oh my days, man's way ahead now.
Bro, I was counting you. Because I could see you start to do shit. That's what I was saying. Just wait, bro. Just wait.
Where you at now?
5, 13, 14, 15.
All right, cool. I'm 3 seconds ahead of you, so it's fine.
All right, cool.
Ronaldo wants his 2,000 goals, 22. Well, he's 1,000 goals. Yeah, definitely.
But the thing is with Ronaldo, Messi's so much better that he's just looking for arbitrary. He's just looking for arbitrary kind of wins,
accomplishments.
Accomplishments. You know, like no one's gonna.
Oi!
No one's gonna remember.
Oi! Who's that?
Bossed off the ball. Absolutely bossed.
Who's that?
I want to know who that fucking defender was.
I think that was
Ben White. It was Ben White. Fair enough. That's the weakest side of our defense. So
Gomares, or whatever you want to call him, he's getting benched for Skelly, which I respect still.
He's coming back from injury, though, isn't it?
No, but I respect it anyway because they're just showing that if you play well, you're gonna start, innit?
Yeah, of course.
Bruv, look, they got one side of Aston Villa's ground in flipping in
construction. Yeah.
Mad fam. I don't think I've ever seen this in my life, bro. They got the Premier League champions playing in a building site, bro. The Hazard. They got
Peaky Blinders in that blood.
They've got
big up, Makey. Big up,
Rice playing in pretty much like in the center of a free.
He does that. He drops into centre back to dictate play. He always does that. But then he'll pop up. You'll see he'll box crash later.
That was poor from Calafiori still, because he should have gone towards the ball. That's good from Solis. Go on.
He's bottled that challenge. Absolutely bottled that challenge there.
Who? Calafiori?
Yeah. Don't mind that from Skelly. I like to see Skelly shooting more as well. Do you know what I mean? He's not got many goals, but he's got big goals. Do you know what I mean? He got a goal against City.
It's interesting with Skelly because with Skelly, I actually think that one of the ways in which Arsenal use him isn't the way in which I would use him.
Mm.
Because for me,
I would use him.
I actually think Skelly's best role is when he's actually picking up the ball from deeper and dribbling past players.
Yeah.
They've got him quite well, maybe it's just this game and the last game, but
he will.
Oh, they should have scored that. You lot should have scored that.
That's poor.
Calafiori, unlucky. In fact, I'm maybe too far ahead.
Yeah, just a couple of seconds ahead. I'm watching the keeper. I want to see the replays. The keeper on fraud watch.
Another
this is why man want to take points off us now, because you're looking at that was Calafiori, Mosquera in there. I think it was actually Gabriel.
Gabriel still.
Yeah. But like this is Arsenal before Timber comes back, before Saliba comes back. Do you know what I'm saying? So man are like, yeah, let's try and take points off them ASAP. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I see that. Tottenham's made an inquiry.
That was poor paying out from the back.
Saka made them pay. It's poor pass.
Oh, that's good run from Raya there. Ryan, bro.
He
What's his
does
name?
that.
Got moved off
Sweeper
the ball
keeper.
again. Mascara. Mascara got moved off the ball this time.
We might have to see Consa, blood. Mosquera always starts slow. He still looks nervous. Like he started slow in the last game, missed the ball a couple times. Then like once he gets comfortable, he plays all right.
Mascara as a fourth or third choice centre back isn't bad, innit? Like,
Yeah.
But if you're going across the season, let's say Saliba was injured for the whole season, you would want to see Arsenal going. I mean, they brought Consa in it. So
Yeah, Consa's there, and also if Timber was fit, Ben White can slot into centre back and right side of centre back, and Timber would be right back. So when everyone's fit, we've got more chess pieces.
I would rather Mascara at centre back than Ben White, though.
Depends who we're playing. If we're gonna just close out a game, it's calm. But yeah, Tottenham's trying to get a loan for Mudryk, blood. De Zerbi's desperate for wingers. How many attackers has he bought this window?
But he's got attackers. That's the thing I don't understand.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm surprised he ain't gone for. Oh, that's good play from Saka. I'm surprised he ain't gone for what's his name? The boy he had at Brighton, Matoma or whatever his name is.
He's shit now. He's washed. We watched him play. He was shit last season.
Yeah, but true, but maybe he just had a bad season, fam.
Did he manage him? Did he manage him?
Yeah, he did. 100% he did.
Thought that was different times.
No, because I remember we played him in the flipping.
Mitoma, the Japanese.
Yeah, Japanese guy.
Yeah.
Man said Itama, Lord, this guy's a joke, man. Itama needs to manage his gas tank. That's what he needs to manage right now.
You see him reading the hostage
trying to play the quarterback role, but for me, I don't think he's got the passing range to be doing what he's doing.
I definitely think he does. He's no
he's
full
a decent
Lampard,
passer, but I'm not looking at him like how you look at like a Perlo or a Scholes or something like that.
Nah, of course not. But of course not. But it just is what it is, bro. It's just, I mean,
like even yesterday, when we were watching United and you saw Martinez playing out from the back, I'm like, bro, like why? Like I respect what you're doing, but you really shouldn't be. Ooh, Buendia hits the bar, but I think it was a foul.
I was gonna say the ref's not giving it though. He's giving a goal kick. That should be a foul.
That was a shot from Buendia still.
Even Gary Neville said
he's a baller still.
Yeah.
You know why Aston Villa is going to cause people problems? Because even when, like last week, minus last week, when they're anywhere near their best, they're just a very organized team.
Yeah.
Like Arsenal ain't going to find this game easy at all, bro.
No, that's why I said I'll take a 2-1. Villa Park is still one of the stadiums that's going to be difficult to go to, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, if we went to Aston Villa, I ain't looking at 4-0 and thinking, yeah, we're going to beat them. I think you said that already, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, Arteta wanted Buendia before we got Ødegaard. It was between Buendia and Ødegaard, or was it even Ødegaard? Yeah, it was Ødegaard.
I think he made a right decision.
I didn't like Ødegaard because when he came on loan, he came on loan for 6 months and he weren't great, bro. I'm not gonna lie. And I was like, nah, I don't see it. Like, I'll take Buendia. And then Ødegaard's been
Saka's
really
starting the season on fire. Saka's starting the season on fire. This is the Saka we're starting to get back still.
100%,
from a few years ago. Not gonna lie.
What happened to Diblin? Moyes killed that kid. Man don't care about Tyler Diblin, but I don't. I mean, I'm watching the Arsenal play, but I don't care about Tyler Diblin.
Man made that left back look like Shaw, fam.
That's why I said Ian Martson. He's a more attacking fullback. He's not really a one-on-one defending fullback. So I just felt like
I'm worried about when we play Arsenal, but we need a left back for that day, bro.
Nah, man, get one in January.
I'm sure against Saka.
Get one in January.
Biblical, huh?
Oh, get one in January instead, man.
Nah, bro.
Nah, you can hold that till January.
No. To be fair, I actually want Arsenal to lose this game as well. That's the worst.
Who's ucking Saka, bro? Pause on that, blood. Look at AT. Says Saka ucking 10 minutes in. It's dark.
AT hates Saka, innit?
He does.
I don't actually hate. Like when we were talking about Cherky the other day, I don't hate Cherky. I think he's a top player, but I just think I would prefer Saka to Cherky.
You got no reason to hate him. That's why. That's just the point of the statement. You know what I'm saying? It's like I got beef with someone and you say, I don't actually hate that person. Yeah, of course not. Remember, Cherky was doing kick-ups against us in the cup final, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? And laughing
for that, bro.
Yeah, but of course I don't like him, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
That, bro.
I do.
I saw. Oh,
Great
that's still, I think it's offside. It's offside still. Why's that Havertz
Oh,
offside?
we're getting there though. In them little in them little
Havertz got
pockets.
to be
You know what I'm
better
saying?
though.
Man is saying you guys glazing Saka. All Shane said is Saka played well when he dubs. Bro, Saka's cut in and created twice, bro. It's not anything. No one's calling him Messi. We're just watching what happened in the game. Leafy said, "I don't get the marks and hype. I don't really hear any marks and hype. There was hype about him back in the day when he was coming through the academy
Hey,
and when he
that's
was
play.
young.
Oh my days, McGinn. That is terrible. The
That's poor
maddest thing is you
communication.
lot can afford to give away a few chances today because he got Jackson up front. So he's gonna miss at least 3 before he might score.
But he might his link up play is good. I actually think Jackson's a very good player. He's not the best finisher, but he's a he's a good player.
Bro, if I'm playing in the system with Aston Villa, I don't want a good link up player, bro. I want a guy that's gonna score goals. Because let's be real, for the most part, Aston Villa ain't gonna have much possession. So if you get the odd chance you get, you're gonna need to take it, fam.
Ahmad said, "Shit, we missed out on Due from West Ham left back."
I don't know about that, bro.
Malik Diouf is just that's a poor pass. Can we get a second win? Use Solis. There we go.
I wanted a player that was going to be elite at left back. For me, there was a few murmurs. Obviously, we didn't get him and we weren't going to get him. But there was a few murmurs of United getting Davis. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about when we talk about getting a left back, bro. I want a world-class left back. I don't want a left back who we might have to go into the market the next
Poor from
season.
Ben White.
Because the difference is, when you have a left back, you can't mask your performance with GA. Do you know what I'm saying? So, for example, Mbeumo isn't a great player, but he masks his performance with GA. Sometimes Bruno has a dead game. He masks his performance with GA. If you're a left back, you can't mask your performance with GA. So really and truly, bro, we need an outstanding left back. We need this is partial.
I don't even know if Davies is still in that category. Like Davies is not in that Nuno Mendes category.
Nah, Nuno Mendes is the best fullback in world football, but you don't have to be him. You don't have to be that level. But you're hard pressed to find 5 left backs better than Davis in world football. You'd be hard pressed to find 5 left backs better than Davis in world football.
Currently,
yeah.
When did you last watch Davis play? Because he's not been great recently.
I mean, I watched him in the Champions League a few times. To be honest with you, last season he was actually injured quite a lot as well. But
that's what I'm saying.
Could you name 5 left backs better than Alphonso Davies?
Depends on what the criteria is. If we're going off last season, obviously he was injured. But if I'm taking that as those are the performances, if man are going to say, okay, cool, this player is better than Saka. Saka was injured, but it don't matter. They're just saying based on last season that player performed better.
I'm just saying, can you name 5 left backs better than Alphonso Davies?
I might have all 3 of our left backs better over Alphonso Davies at this particular moment. Depends on how fit he is.
I don't agree with that at all. But to be honest with you, you got good left backs in. You got Calafiori, who's a good left back, and you got Nkapie, who's a really
good ghosting in again.
Nkapie is a really they dealt with that corner really well.
I feel like there's a good chance we score a corner in this game still. Man saying Ahmad saying basically you're not being realistic. No elite left backs available, Shane. You've got to lower your standards and be realistic. That's from AT. And Ahmad said he was a decent left back. We can't get an elite left back at this time in the season, bro. It's not realistic.
I never said that this time in the season, but if we're being honest, the argument of United not being able to get an elite player, I disagree with. I completely disagree.
They didn't say you can't get an elite player. They said you can't get an elite left back. It's been flicked on. Matty Cash coming forwards. It was a flicked on header from
The reason why I slightly disagree is I don't know if we're going to say Nkapie is elite, but he's definitely top level. But Timber is elite. When Arsenal bought Timber was not an elite fullback, but he became an elite fullback at Arsenal. So for me, you just buy someone of a similar profile who has the potential to be elite. That's what
you just said we definitely can buy someone who's elite because what we do is buy someone who isn't elite and make them elite.
No.
Their argument was you can't buy someone that's elite at this stage of the window.
That's 2 separate sentences. We definitely can buy someone who's elite. Now to answer your second point, to answer your second point of it being late in the window, you buy someone who isn't elite, but they're of that pedigree, innit? They're of that level, who's just underneath elite level, or at a very good player, he turned into an elite player.
Like
I think
Robinson
your
from
entire
Fulham.
back four wasn't elite. They are all elite now.
It could be in. Aston Villa were nearly in. There's a couple of times Arsenal have bottled certain challenges. I felt like that ball was there to be won from
Havertz
Saka.
is offside again. That is poor from Havertz.
Yeah, it's a poor touch. He was under a lot of pressure from defenders, to be fair, but that was a poor touch.
They actually played advantage for the offside. Oh, that's a good pass from McGinn. Or is that Buendia? I think that's McGinn.
Calafiori, they've got in behind him a couple of times. This is the thing. Calafiori's so much more focused on attacking and defending.
And I understand that. In bigger games,
Good
you're going
touch
to
from
see him
Skelly.
play. Like when you want, that's good defending again from Matty Cash. Matty Cash is a good player.
He's okay. I've seen him have some fucking shit shows. He's okay. He's very
solid, bro. Like he's like, listen, again, that's poor from McGinn. I'm glad you're on my bench for fantasy.
Would you have Matty Cash?
No, because he's not better than the right backs that we have.
So you said, do you think that Dallow's a very good player?
No, he's a good player.
You said Matty Cash is a very good player.
No, he's a good player for Aston Villa, relatively speaking, isn't it?
Yeah. Man said Villa humbling Arsenal so far.
I don't know what. I watched Arsenal 20
minutes in at their ground. Like,
I don't know about Arsenal first game of the season. I would say the only difference is I don't think this is where I think Arsenal's slightly struggling with not having with having Rice playing in between the centre backs, and then you're playing what's it called so deep. What we saw in the first game was Odegaard was picking up the ball deep and pinging the passes around. He's not really doing that right now, which I think that actually helped you lot the first game. That we're
facing a different setup. These lot, I said in the pre-game, these men are going to be very, very narrow. They've got no natural wingers. Their wingers are Emery, Buendia, and McGinn, who typically play central.
I mean, I don't think I've seen McGinn and Buendia on the left wing at once in this game.
So the midfield is going to be so packed. I think it's going to be very difficult to try to have someone. That's why they're trying to go from Rice straight out to Saka with one pass and skip out the midfield, because the midfield is just jam-packed with bodies. So having
we all knew this game. We all knew this game, Aston Villa were going to be tight in defense, because you just saw what they done in the last game, innit? Like, they ain't gonna go out like that, bro.
Yeah, no, 100%.
If anything, they're gonna be defensively disciplined.
This is going to be a Hrgovic Atama. Like we might be better than them, but this is just a battle of attrition. How long can we keep Arsenal from scoring? And at a certain point, we're going to gain ambition. Do you know what I'm saying? And one thing about Arsenal,
I wouldn't actually say that they're sitting back though.
No.
They're just actually just playing man for man. As soon as someone gets the ball, they're on the touch. Other than the three players that's playing in
only in the midfield. Yeah, only in the midfield. Yeah.
Like as soon as a person gets into the middle, they're on the touch. As soon as the ball goes in behind, they're on the touch.
And again, look, they go long and out wide. Long and out wide is dead for us because we don't really play that style of football.
And they pack the midfield. Oh, that's poor. That's poor. They pack the midfield with legs as well, because Kamara, he's not great distribution, but that guy's got legs for days, bro.
Yeah.
It's like another Kante in there, bro.
This is what I knew. That's why. Random question: which of the players in the current Arsenal team get into the Invincibles? Does Rice get into Gilberto Silva, Timber over Laurent, Raya over Seaman? Maybe in terms of ability, we can have some of them conversations, but in terms of mentality, impossible, bro. Their man was just too reliable, do you know what I mean? And very difficult to beat. Rice don't get in over Gilberto Silva though. There's no way. But it's so difficult to say, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Camera's good. Camera's good still. We've got a typical Arsenal. We've got to get these attacking passes done a little bit quicker. Solis, they're struggling with Solis is struggling with the pace that he's being shut down at the moment. Yeah, man said Gilberto was like that, bro. Gilberto Silva, bro. That's a Brazil international, my G. Rice is good. I rate Rice. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's a Brazil international still in a prime international era. You know what I'm saying? Would you take 0-0 in this game? Nah, I don't think so. Playing against the Villa side that got boxed. Obviously, styles make fights, but you're playing against the Villa team that got beat 4-0 by Brighton, and you're the champions. You got to be looking to beat them. You know what I mean? Even like I said, I'll take a 2-1. Like I don't mind. We don't have to slap them 4-0. I'll take a 2-1. I mean, Villa's a very, very good side. Obviously, they've lost some players and stuff like that, but top manager in Unai. You might not say he's a top manager, but he's one of the best managers in the Prem from experience and what he's won. The team's been together for a long time as well. Villa Park's a difficult place to go. I'll take a 2-1. Do you know what I'm saying? But 25 minutes in, I'm not saying I'm taking 0-0s against Villa. It's a really good save. Corner comes in and it's headed near post by Declan Rice. Very, very close. We've knocked on the door a few times. I feel like I say, that there's goals there. Like the way that we've played so far, obviously their man hit the crossbar, but there's goals there for us, bro. There's goals there for us. We just got to sort out what that route is. We've got Solis and Saka playing, who are two of our more technical kind of wide players. And with that being said, now we're trying to play a game plan where we're going long over the top. I know Madueke is not great, but that might actually be a style that suits Madueke more. Do you know what I'm saying? You're going to the kind of technicians to do the legs man's job. Good header from Calafiori and Miles. Miles actually half decent in the air still. Sol's second game in the Prem, they're getting very, very physical with him, and you can see that he's not a big fan of it. He's here with McGinn now. That was good kind of hustle from Solis, not to give away a corner or a foul. But a couple of times I can see them trying to bully Solis when he's on the ball. The ball went out for a throw, man, just giving him little elbows, little digs, just trying to get a bit aggressive with him. And now it's becoming a bit more of an end-to-end game, which probably suits Villa more. Martin coming forwards, gets a shot away, but it's very wide. Is that a shot or a cross? I think that might have been a shot. But if he'd focused more on a cross, that could be 1-0 to Villa. Man said Martin, for fuck's sake. He's on his weak foot, bro. Martin ain't scoring that, bro. Martin ain't scoring that. Need Enzo, here we go soon. City run me, Manu Kone. Man said, you think you've got the best double pivot in the league, and while going with Shane, bro. Shane's inconsistent, bro. I don't know what he's doing, bro. Shane will always just jump on and off of streams randomly. I don't know what he's doing. But yeah, AT, if you got the best midfield double pivot in the league, why do you want to change it? Yeah, why do you want to change it? If it's that great? Your bedroom looks fly, no homo. Are you rich? Bro, what the hell? Fun fact: Hull City is 1 win away to match Spurs Spurs win record in 2026 Premier League games. Oh my days! Oh my days! Yeah, I'm a Hull City fan for the next few weeks still. Free kick comes in. Can we find a shot? Again, we play the ball a little bit slow out. Solis has got to step up and get used to the athleticism. Matty Cash gets there first for the tackle. Solis brings him down. It could probably be a yellow card. I think it will be a yellow card, yeah. And I said Solis is struggling with the physicality in the game. And I got to say, stuff like this is why I didn't really want Martinelli to go. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he just got the experience of the league. Like, we could be bringing in like a young Belgian winger, and then we're going to have 2 wingers on our left-hand side that might have some technical ability, but just don't have the experience of being in the league. It's true. I think because it's so congested, Erdegaard's struggling to pick up space. We know Erdegaard wants to get on a half turn and pick up space and dictate, but there's just so many bodies in there. I think Arteta can think a way out of this, but I think that we need to bro, you need to accept 65 M's for Martinelli's a good price. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But yeah, we need to go in. If we go in 0-0 or 1-0 up, it's not a problem because I feel like we'll find solutions in the second half. But in an ideal world, we get a goal and then we go in to halftime. If we go into halftime 1-0 up, then we're in a much, much better position. Ben White is really letting us down today. Ben White is really letting us down today. Bro, I said the same thing. We'll get a replacement, but it won't be the type of replacement that we wanted. And it's poor. I'm looking at Andrea Berta for that, who's our director of football. If you know that you want to get rid of Martinelli, and I like that the club were looking at Julian Alvarez, Vinny Jr., top players. I like that. Let's get top players into the team. No problem with that. But you top players, you got to be negotiating with them or discussing with them from early. Man can't just call Mbappe now and think we're going to sign him on Monday. Do you know what I'm saying? It's too late for that, bro. Do you know what I mean? If we're going to sign Camera from Villa, we might be able to do that now, but we can't. Do you know what I'm saying? Bro, he looks techie, but I'm not really impressed, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because like I said, as techie as he is, that's all well and good. But when you come to the Prem from the French league and you're young and man are just going to kick you, already you can see these men are just getting aggressive with Solids. We know Solids is techie, but it don't matter. Man are just going to rough you up. It's going to take you a while to get used to the league. To me, if you're going to bring in a youngster like that, you don't bring in two young wingers at the same time, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? Like you want some consistency. That left-hand side's got no consistency from last season. So you've either got Solis, who's going to play loads of games, or if Solis gets injured or run into the ground, as we know Arteta likes to run man into the ground, then we're relying on that youth, bro. So it's not good. It's not good planning, bro. I think Solis like 27 or something like that. He's not young, but he's not old. I don't know. It's 24. Solis is 24. Headed back across the box. Good set piece routine. Can we keep the attack alive? Our throw. No, Villa's throw. Our throw. Yeah, cool. Yeah, Solis 24, bro. I just googled it. Solis is 24. Yeah, so he's there, but he's not really. He's not. Do you know what I'm saying? He's young still. He's not young, but he's not old. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you got to think like Martinelli's not old. Martinelli's like 25, but he's got 9 years of Prem experience, bro. Even if you think he's shit, he's got 9 years of Prem experience. He knows Anfield. He knows Stamford Bridge. He knows these things, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Bringing in two 24-year-old men who don't have any Prem experience is a bit bonkers, bro. At the same time, like man would rather have one experienced Prem guy and then the youngster for some continuity. John McGinn does really well to hold off Calafiori. Our defenses look really poor, just in isolation. Like just not winning as many of their one-on-one duels as you'd like to see. Bring in Sarr from Crystal Palace. I think he's going somewhere else. But that's what I'm saying. I'm really surprised that obviously the plan would have been Premier League proven players or players that aren't from the Prem, but they're top players. Bro, why are you worrying about Shane, bro? Don't worry about Shane. You're worrying about Shane. Like, let's be real. Arsenal have won a league and they haven't got anyone that they've made their targets. That's an L. You know what I'm saying? Well, not anyone, because they've got Bruno G and Solids, but it's like, bro, come on, man. All right, this Hemmings you is coming out to double up on Saka with Hartson. Not Hartson, with Martson. We've got to look at that and start coming up with a solution for that. Saka's solution has been now to come completely out of position. Saka's now on the left, kinda, which I don't mind, but we've got to get the ball out to the left. Let's get the ball out to the left-hand side so that Saka and Solis can double up. There you go. Solis into Saka, crossed in first time, and Saka was offside. I don't mind that. Not even taking the piss. Gakpo's a decent signing. Price is mad, but he's 10 goals, 10 assists, reliable bagsman. Bro, on the podcast, on the football show, I said, like, someone that I would look at is Gakpo. Gakpo is someone that's like you say, no frills, but again, he's just got that Prem experience. If it's Solids starting for 60, 70 minutes, and if he's not banging that day, Gakpo comes off the bench, I feel way more comfortable with that. That's exactly what I'm saying. I feel way more comfortable with that. Do you know what I'm saying? I think Liverpool would sell Gakpo. I just don't know if Liverpool would sell Gakpo to us. Do you know what I mean? And Dyer's cold. 65 is a good deal still. Yeah, it depends on how you want to play. You know, I've seen Ndai look really, really good. Again, it's like me and you were arguing about Adel Tarab. Obviously, Ndai is talented, but he either looks cold or he ghosts. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how coachable he is as a player. Good cross. Can we get there? That's a great touch from Solis. He wanted a shot. Now they're going to counter. He can't bring someone down. He has. They're playing advantage. And Solis might be lucky to not get away with a second yellow. The advantage actually saves Solis there because if the ref has to pull that back, that could be a second yellow. Solis is looking like he's drowning out there still. And Havertz is offside again. There's no need for that. Nick, chance creation off the charts. Bro, trust me. I hear it. John McGinn, I think, is asking about that second yellow. Oh my days. Why City want wingers though? Well, they've sold all their reserve wingers, in it. They got Gakpo, they got Semenyo and Doku, but all their backup wingers are gone. Hey, you didn't answer the question. You told me that you had the best midfield in the league. So why do you want him gone? We've got to move the ball quicker. We've got to move the ball much quicker. Gabriel. There are so many facets to this performance not being good. The passing is pretty slow. The quality of the passing isn't good. The speed of the passing isn't good. Just the odd little touches. Some of the movement and the shapes are really good, which you expect from Mikel Arteta's team. He's a micromanager, but just when we're getting into that final third and Ben White's going to play that final ball again, Ben White on the half turn, just the touch is a little bit loose. Saka actually manages to rescue it. Son is right out on the touchline. But when he goes out to the touchline, he's just completely on his own. No support. And again, they've just hit him with a nasty challenge again. Matty Cash again has hit him with a nasty challenge. And I told you, man, look, they're just going to look to rough him up. And that fucking Polish skinhead is just out here collapsing, man, blood. Matty Cash, you pussy. Gary Neville's saying the same thing, bro. He's just trying to just bully him and let him know, like trying to take him out the game from a psychological perspective. But he needs some support. Do you know what I'm saying? I'll be real. He needs some support. The ball's going out to him, and they're allowing him to isolate Matty Cash one-on-one. But with the fouls and that, do you know what I'm saying? Matty Cash is making him feel like, I don't want to isolate you one-on-one right now. Cross comes in from Solis. If Havertz can get onto that, Havertz is right next to it. If Havertz can get onto it, there's a big option there. If you're going to use him, use him. The passing here is too slow. Calafiori's there. He wants the ball. Solis is there. He wants the ball. We've got to make our passing decisions earlier. And because it's so slow, it's so easy for Aston Villa to press. Solis trying to deal with the physicality of John McGinn. We just need one in this half. Ødegaard on the ball. We need to get Ødegaard on the ball a lot more. We need to get Ødegaard on the ball a lot more. Ball over the top for Calafiori. It's a little bit soft. I think there's a bit of a push in there, but not enough for a penalty. But the passes from Ødegaard are just going to make Aston Villa have to answer questions. Yeah, there's a clear shove in the back. It's too soft for a pen, but it's obviously the defender knows what he's doing. But I think we've got to get Ødegaard on the ball more. We get Ødegaard on the ball, he puts balls into dangerous places. And then, bro, it might not necessarily be a goal. Do you know what I'm saying? But at least he's going to keep asking the question. Ben White, can we find a cross? Solis, what are you going to do here? Matty Cash doing really well, to be fair. Hey, Balogun back to the Premier. Richarlison and Balogun for Everton. United could have a difficult game on their hands. Gabriel caught out by Nicholas Jackson. Exactly what I didn't want to happen. It's just playing the ball too slow. And it's just so predictable. It just makes if you're pressing and defending like Villa, it's so easy. Because we know who you're going to pass the ball to. Voldemort is leaving. Really? Leaving already. How do you know he won't be registered for that game, bro? When do you not play? You man play on Sunday, bro. He could be ready for that game. Played by Ødegaard. And Havertz offside again. Havertz been offside like 4 times. $17M for Balogun is so sus. I don't know if he's cold like that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That's mad that Newcastle sold Voldemort. I thought he was decent. I think there's a good chance that Balogun's ready for Sunday, bro. Sunday's a while away still. He did. Balogun's not English. He's American. That might be partly why Eddie was preferred to him. Balogun plays for America, isn't it? So he won't count towards like English quota. That's exactly what I said, Samson. I have no idea. I'm really surprised. I thought he had a good. Has he been here for 1 year? He had a good year last year, and then they sold him. I didn't really understand that, but I don't really understand it. 1 minute left at added time. Was he injured last year, Voltamada? I don't think he hit double figures, but I don't know how much he was played. Poor pass from Ben White. Passing's been really poor today. Xerxes also declined the move. What a waste of a player, bro. When you start paying man X amount of millions, bro, why would they take less millions for more? Why would they take less money for more work, bro? 0-0 half time. Poor half, really, from Arsenal standards. I think Villa's got, I'm just happy we haven't gone in 1-0 down. The thing I'll say is, for as good as Villa were, and that worked to Villa's game plan, they obviously haven't scored, but they are going to be gaining in confidence. Who's the next big player to depart? Arsenal, I'd say Ødegaard, maybe. Don't know about Saliba. I don't know. I thought they want to play. Who the play? It depends. It depends. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, the ideal situation is they get paid millions and they get to play. But if you're going to pay a man 20 million and then you're going to change it to 8 million, but they play a little bit more football, most man ain't taking that. And you've got to look at the player and think, does the player see a pathway back into the team? It might be that the player thinks, you know what, I actually think I can get back into this team. Do you know what I mean? I would accept that between 150 and 200. Now, I'd look at 150, but it would be if we could look at replacements. If we had replacements ready to go, if we had a tried and tested right winger ready to go for 100 mil, then I'd be like, cool. But I wouldn't take the money and just not have a replacement. So that'd be stupid. I'll be real. I saw our lineup and knew that game was going to look like this. Hopefully, Villa shit themselves. But this is the thing. This is what I said, bro. Like, these man, we have just left Solis outside on his own. Do you know what I'm saying? Out on the left wing, no support, nothing. Allowed Matty Cash to be aggressive. Shane was saying, I'm surprised Ødegaard doesn't be the quarterback. I'm like, Ødegaard can't be the quarterback. He's going to be in the middle of the park where everyone is congested. Do you know what I'm saying? Arsenal don't always look like this. That's just not true. Arsenal don't always. What are you saying, Himanshu? What's going on? Arsenal literally don't always play like this. They play like this in certain games, and obviously, Unai is a good manager, so he knows how to disrupt the flow. But the idea that Arsenal always play like this is not true, bro. Not true. I'm good, bro. How are you? I'm all good, man. No more icy free keepers. No more. Where's Robert Sanchez going? Your offense isn't good. I'm not saying our offense is good, but we literally don't always play like this. We literally don't. So I don't know how much detail you need me to break that down to you, but we don't always play like this. How's the game so far? Nothing really happened, to be honest. They hit the crossbar early, but it's been pretty flat. I mean, they're trying to press us. We got the ball passing sideways. They're trying to press us aggressively. Do you know what I'm saying? That's it, really. I feel like, Noni Madueke is not, my favorite player. But if we're going to go long ball over the top because they're trying to cut out the midfield and go straight into attack from defense, then it might be one for a player that's rapid. A game like this, you need a Martinelli. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just think it's a case of what we're going to see with Martinelli is never know a good thing till it's gone. Do you know what I'm saying? So Sanchez linked to Forest. Now, but AT said there's a here we go. So it must be more than links. Let me look it up. Because it can't be a here we go without that. Unless AT is making stuff up again. Oh, it's just that he's leaving, but I don't know where. Okay. Loan. What's Fabregas thinking? Either way, you might have upgraded anyway, so. Fair enough. You might have got to upgrade on the keeper anyway. For us, we haven't tested their keeper enough. We've relied on, well, not relied on, but we've been creating only really from corners, set pieces. And we just haven't tested their goalkeeper enough, Havertz and Ben White have looked really, really poor. Really poor. Ben White has looked poor defensively. He's looked poor going forwards. You know what it is? You're saying sub second half. The subs that we need aren't back. Do you know what I'm saying? We would need, unless Consa comes on at right back, but that's kind of dead. It's right back when we don't have a right back cover. That's why he's playing, because Timber's injured. And I don't know. I don't know that Gyökeres does better. The only difference is maybe Gyökeres looks for goal more, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm really not entirely sure. But he won't make subs at halftime anyway. He'll give them 10 minutes to figure shit out. I mean, it's not Consa at right back permanently. Do you know what I'm saying? He's obviously we got Timber. He's just injured. And even when Buendia hit the bar, kind of naively, Lewis Skelly and that stopped playing because they thought it was a foul. But obviously you can't really do that in the Prem, but they literally just stopped playing. Max ain't on the bench, G. Max ain't on the bench. And I don't know what you expect Max Dowman to do in this situation. Definitely not. You ain't been watching the game, Charlie. You ain't been watching the game. Because all, what's his name? All Matty Cash has been doing is fouling solids. Foul him, kick him, harass him, be aggressive. He's fouled him 2-3 times. That's not a situation that I want to throw Max Dowman into. That's going to be even worse. You're going to play the same style, but being up against someone that's smaller and weaker than you, and it's going to rough them up even more. So yeah, that's not a sub that I would look at. And like I say, he's not in the squad. So, but yeah, we've tested them. They said we've had no shots on target, but Declan Rice put the header on target and the keeper saved it. So I don't know why they say no shots on target. I'm literally watching the highlights now. This Spurs thing's going to end bad. They've bought too many players. Not only have they bought too many players, man are asking where's Shane, bro. Messages going to ask him. I don't know what this nigga's doing. The problem with Spurs, yeah, 100%. Darwin would drown in this game, bro. The start of this game. This ain't the right time. He's not on the bench anyway. The problem you have with Spurs is that not only have they bought too many players, but they've spent so much money on these players. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's money long term. Remember, Spurs don't like to spend money. Do you know what I mean? Let me look up their signings. And Spurs, they're not going to make money back on any of these players. They bought, I'm just looking on Transfermarkt, so it might not be completely accurate, but they have bought Sandro Tonali, who's 26, for 108 million euro. They're not getting 108 million euro for Tonali back. So that's done. Mateus Fernandes, 99 million euro from West Ham, from the Championship, probably the most expensive Championship player of all time. Unless they sell him for 140 million, they ain't making that money back, or 120 million, they're not making that money back. Savio, left wing, kind of, I think it's fair to say, a bit of a flop at City, 88 million euro. And then Van Hecker, they're probably not making that on him. And then Van Hecker, 26, 60 million euro. Probably not terrible price, but probably not making that back on him. Senesi, free. Andy Robertson, free. Dubravka, free. But they're all 29, 32, 37. So it is what it is. And then Omar Mamouche, it's a loan. So cool. The problem is not just the fees that they're spending, it's the fact that they are not going to make any of that money back. Do you know what I'm saying? So long term, in 2, 3, 4 years, it's long. Mali, we saying, bring Madueke on, play him on the left side. This game is crying out for intensity and directness. I did think that. I thought maybe Madueke for the reason I would say it's crying out for Madueke, Mali, is because the midfield is so congested. We're trying to go route one over the top towards the corner flag to somebody who can run onto that ball. And Saka and Solis are both come to feet, give me the ball to feet, let's play football. Because the way Villa are playing, we ain't even really able to play football. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Lenny Yoro has switched his international allegiance from France to Ivory Coast. That's what we like to hear. He listens to OnlyFacts Extra. Good. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Man drawing for Madueke. Bro, that's what we've got. That's the player that we've got. You know what I'm saying? And we won the Premier with Madueke. So that's just what it is, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying? You man are gas because you man got Morgan Rogers and all that. And I hear that. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's the players that we've got, bro. You know, like that. This phone is not fucking charging. Clip it, bro. Clip it. Do you know what I'm saying? You're a hater anyway, blood. You're a hater because, do you know what I'm saying? If you got international call up, you wouldn't represent Pakistan. You represent England. So that tells me everything I need to know about you, blood. You know, like that. If you could represent any country in the world at football, I know you'd be representing Pakistan. So I know what you are, blood. I know what you are. You know, like that. But yeah, I think Mikel won't make changes at halftime. Potentially a change could be Zubamendi for Miles Lewis Skelly. I think Rice and Lewis Skelly are kind of doing maybe a very similar job and occupying the same space. I wonder if we get there's no contract when you play for your national team. You don't get paid to play for your national team. You get paid a small sum every time you appear, but it mostly goes to charity. In England, it goes to charity anyway, so you don't get paid. So yeah, it's not a contract thing. These men ain't getting paid 50 grand a week to play for England. But yeah, I wonder, Zubamendi, could he be the answer? Bruno G, could he be the answer? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just said that. You get paid, but you don't get paid a lot. Do you know what I'm saying? England players receive a base appearance fee of £2,000 to £3,000 per match, but they do not personally keep any of it. Since 2007, 100% of international fees are donated directly to charity via England Footballers Federation. So, like I said, you get paid, but you don't get the money. Technically, you get paid, but you don't get the money. But obviously, if you're an England player, you get more brand deals and all the rest of it. So that's just what it is. £3,000 is a lot of money. Yeah, but it's not to people that get paid 100 grand a week. If you get paid 100 grand a week, £3,000 is not even what you get paid less than that a day. You get paid 10 grand a day. Do you know what I'm saying? So 3 grand is like Saka's pay from 9 a.m. when he wakes up at 8 a.m. to like 11 a.m. Thus he gets 3 grand. So it's a lot of money to me and you, but it's not a lot of money to Premier League footballers. Remember, everyone that plays for England is in the Prem. Everyone's on big money. Footballers are unpaid. Let's talk about it, Nick. What do you mean unpaid? Do you mean overpaid? Underpaid. Yeah, they're definitely not underpaid. I mean, I don't know what. There's not really much of a conversation there. They're definitely not underpaid. If you talk to footballers themselves, they probably feel like they're overpaid. It's the biggest sport in the world with the biggest revenue, but their salaries don't match American salaries for NFL or NBA. Then the conversation is about NFL and NBA players being overpaid. But that's a different conversation. That's not a question of underpaid. Americans, NBA and NFL are broadly speaking only watched by people in America. And because they're predominantly watched by people in America, they are predominantly watched by people who make more money than the average person watching Aston Villa versus Arsenal. Here in England, we make about 60% of what. Stop typing, just listen to what I'm saying. Here in England, it's football's a global sport. So in England, we make about 60% of what they make in America. Yeah. For those of you that don't know, I run my own business. Yeah, I run a headhunting agency. Yeah, so I do specialist headhunting for tech startups all over the world. That's my job. And typically, when I have someone coming to England from Australia or America, they take about a 30% cut in pay. So if they're on $120,000 in America, they have to look at about 80 grand here in the UK. You're wrong. Check what percentage of the pay players are making in the UK. The problem that you have, Charlie, is that you're typing instead of listening, and this is why you're not. I didn't say the players get paid less. It looks like Eze is coming on. I didn't say listen to what I'm talking about. The average person, right? I'm trying to explain something to you, but you're not going to. You know, I might as well not have the conversation because I'm trying to explain something, but you're not listening anyway. So it's pointless. I can explain it if man want to know why Americans get paid so much. I can explain it, but if man ain't going to listen, then it's a waste of my time because the game's going to start. Forget about percentage of revenue. You've obviously heard that from some American somewhere. Forget about percentage of revenue. Forget that. That's how Americans talk. Take that out of your head. Here on YouTube, you make money based on your viewers and all the rest of it. Yeah. However, if I have 1,000 people watching on live and they're all from India or Pakistan, I make less money because in India and Pakistan, they make less money, which means that the advertisers, they're not worth as much to advertisers as if I had 1,000 people watching who were from America. If I have 1,000 people watching all from America, I get paid more money. I can see my analytics. I look at what I'm getting paid every month and I can see the breakdown of the money based on what I make, based on where people are. The Premier League is a global sport and it generates huge revenue. That's true. But a lot of the people that are watching are from South Asia, Africa, places that they don't make a lot of money. They aren't contributing huge amounts of money. The average American fan is going out and buying the Jordans or buying whatever merch or whatever the case may be. So they are actually worth more than the average British fan, if that makes sense. I've moved people over from Australia or from America plenty of times. And if they make, like I said to you, if they're making 150,000 in the US, they have to take about 100,000, 90,000 here. They take about a third of a cut because we do not pay the same kind of salaries, which means people do not have the same kind of throwaway money, which means that they are less valuable as advertisers. That is why those people are worth a lot more. Do you know what I mean? Even though Saka, yes, is also in football, we have bigger teams, so the money has to be distributed as well. But if Saka releases trainers, Saka's fans are from Nigeria, England, India, Pakistan, Indonesia, all over the world. If Saka releases Saka trainers, they do not sell as many as when Jordan releases his new trainers or if Curry releases his new trainers. When Curry releases his new trainers, they can be $200, and in America alone, they could sell 2 million pairs, and they can be $200. So that's going to generate hundreds of millions or billions. Do you know what I'm saying? In the UK, for Saka's fans, that is categorically not happening. That's categorically not happening. So that's why they get paid more. Villa trying to play out from the back. Eze is on, by the way, for Solace, and I think we might see this a little bit more this season. Ben White, well out of position. And poor shot from Matson. Also, the cost of living in the US is more and everything is more expensive. That's not true. That's literally not true. Everything is not more expensive. Food, for example, is a lot cheaper in America because they have a lot more food. In England, we're a small island. So America has a lot more cows. Therefore, every steak is a lot cheaper. Everything that we have in England that we eat that's in our supermarkets, most of it is not grown or made in England. It's grown and made elsewhere. We have to import it because we're an island. America most of the food that's in America, not most, but a huge amount of the food that's in America is raised and made in America. It also depends on where you live. If you live in a state that's loads of farmland, getting fresh groceries is fucking pennies because the groceries are there. Charlie Rendon, are you British? Do you live in the UK or do you live in America? Because you're just saying mad generic stuff that I'd expect Americans to say. I already know that you're white, but if you're American, that makes a lot more sense. In England, we don't work off a percentage of revenue. That's not how it works. I've worked with graduates in my field coming out in New York and starting salaries on $100,000 and $120,000 starting salary. Calafiori, can we get that in the box? It's a poor cross. We're at risk of losing this game just because of how poor we're playing. Like, the attack is just looking poor. Charlie, are you British or American? Do you live in England or America? You live in England. You could be British but not live in England. You actually live in England. We can never compare Britain to America. Yeah, 100%. That's what they said to me. I was like, how are you not taking this job? It's $120,000. And they were like, $120,000 in New York isn't a lot. So 100K is a lot objectively. He said in New York, you literally just said, you're making counter arguments to yourself. You just said, New York, in America, everything's more expensive. And New York is one of the most expensive parts of America. So using your logic, everything would be more expensive there. So therefore, 100K is not a lot. Also in New York, in America, you have different states that tax differently in different states. New York's tax is quite high. I know you can't compare, but you can compare Prem to NFL to NBA. You can't compare Prem to NFL to NBA. You can't. Because those sports are smaller. Football is very, very large. If you have a small sport, let's say you've got a sport like let's say you've got a sport like Formula E, which is quite a new sport. Yeah. That is basically Formula One. Good cross from Rice. Havertz can't get a good enough header on it. Let's say you have a new sport like Formula E, brand new sport. And that's basically Formula One for electric cars, if people don't know. If Lewis Hamilton goes into Formula E, we can track how much money Lewis Hamilton is responsible for ticket sales or merch sales and all the rest of it. If we sign Bukayo Saka, how do we track, other than like shirt sales, this game that we're watching right now, how do we track what revenue split is for Saka versus Eze versus Gyökeres versus anybody else? How would we track that? 90% of fans in the Premier League are from outside the Premier League. Outside the Premier League. They're from poorer countries than England. This game is being watched by millions of people around the world, but most of them are on what we would consider to be minimum or below minimum wage. So from an advertiser perspective, they don't generate huge amounts of money. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas you're better off having, you might generate more money from having, respectfully, if we pick like a poor country, do you know what I'm saying? If we pick Rwanda, you might generate more money from having 100,000 people watch your sport that are all Americans than having 200,000 Rwandans watch your sport. That's not actually going to do anything for you. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they don't have the money to convert into sales. The difference is also that American teams operate a franchise model. English football clubs don't have a franchise model. There's more governance in these sports. In things like the NBA, the owners of the teams do the governance for their own league, which is crazy. You could take the Sacramento Kings and put it in Houston if you want to. You can do what you want. You can't do that here. Arsenal looking a bit more comfortable on the ball, trying to draw Villa out. Villa just trying to like strike on the counter attack, but some of the passes still just a little bit slow for me. Especially the passes into the attackers. We're not playing passes into the attackers. That's the problem. Saudis are sport washing, but Ronaldo getting 200 M's is not some arbitrary figure. That's his value to the league. Yeah, and like I said, if you have a new sport like esports, Saudi League is a new league. So they can track the difference between how many viewers watched the Saudi League last year and how many viewers watched the Saudi League this year and attribute most of that to Ronaldo. Whereas now, this is why Saudi's getting rid of some of these players. Yeah, I can't lie, Nick. You need to drop the duffel bag ASAP. Bro, man don't want to learn, blood. You know what I'm saying? There's players in the NFL and NBA that get 70 million a year. Haaland and Saka and Rice should be on that too. How could that happen when most football clubs don't even generate a profit? They're on an operating loss. You know what I'm saying? Great tackle from Mosquera. Huge tackle. Let's move forward as a unit. Let's move forward as a unit. Come on, let's move forward as a unit. Oh, Saka brought down. No foul. No foul. The ref's given the foul. Charlie Rendon, one question. How old are you? I'm not even trying to be like disrespectful. How old are you? That should be a penalty, bro. That should be a penalty. Why is John McGinn chatting to Eze? Shut up, bruv. Why are you chatting to Eze, blood? Charlie Rendon, how old are you? You're not a lady. You're not a lady. How old are you? That might be a free kick if it's just outside the box. But it can be a penalty if the foul continues into the box. Outside the box is peak. Fuck's sake. We might have needed a scumbag pen to get us this game. I'm not gonna lie. Charlie Rennan, give me a ballpark. You a teenager, you in your 20s, you in your 30s. Give me a ballpark. Because the stuff I'm saying is well known, bro. 12 of the 20 Premier League clubs in the 24-25 season, 12 of them were operating on a loss and didn't generate a profit. Man said 22 to 35. Bro, you can look it up for yourself. Most Premier League clubs do not generate a profit. They're on an operating loss. Do you know what I'm saying? And the other 8, you can look at them, bro. The profits are marginal, bro. The profits are marginal. The Premier League doesn't generate a profit. So they could not pay all of their man 70, 80, 90 million, bro. Eze and Erdegaard standing over this. I don't even know if we go direct, you know. It's very, very close to the goal. You'd need it up and over. Erdegaard goes for it. Oh, it was not far wide either. He tried to catch them out. It weren't far wide. Yeah, but you're getting mixed up. Yeah, they'll make money when they sell the club, but that is different to their operating finances. The operating finances are different to the money that they make when they sell the club. Can we get on the counter? Can we get on the counter? Ben White did well there. I thought he was done. What you can do, buying a football club is like buying a bar that's not successful and then turning it successful and then selling it. You can typically sell a business from anywhere between 5 to 8 times its operating profit. And there are some football clubs that aren't making an operating profit. So you would need to get them profitable and then sell for 5 to 8 times whatever that profit is. Good ball in. Eze, can we get a shot away? Eze going to look to put that back across the box. No one's with him though. See, Eze is maybe not like as tidy as Solids, like in that Solids' final action plays, but Eze just has that Prem experience to just ride the challenges and keep the ball alive. That's a good ball from Mosquera. That's a great ball from Eze. Could it be? It's 1-0. It's 1-0, and it's Eze, just what I was saying. He knows how to ride those challenges and get that ball across the box. 1-0, and it's Saka. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go. This is what we needed. I'm not going to lie. This is what we needed. This is what we needed, boys. Footballers aren't even paid weekly. It's just reported weekly to make it sound larger than it is. Different clubs pay differently. I've seen some footballers on podcasts say they get paid every 2 weeks. It would only sound like more than it is if you're an idiot. And look at that. That's the pass that breaks the lines. It's good play from Calafiori. And again, we're talking about people riding challenges. Calafiori's had to get that cross across the box through the pressure of Lindelof. But it's all that for me is all come from Mosquera. And Mosquera didn't look great defensively, looked a little bit shaky earlier in the game, and Martin again at the crime scene. Do you know what I mean? Martin again, we knew that was the weak link, but Saka 1-0. Normal people don't relate to millions, Nick. Normal people don't relate to 250 grand a week either. What difference does it make? If you're a bricklayer working for £14 an hour, what difference does it make if I tell you someone gets paid 200 grand a week or 10 million a year? What difference does that make? You can't relate to either, bro. That might be our own goal. Now, don't do that to me, bro. That's the boy. That's the boy Sachs, bro. Oh, Eze, great feat. He just turned the nutmeg to fucking Matty Cash, bro. Made Matty Cash look like Johnny Cash, you pussy. Yeah, blood. I don't always like Eze on the left. I can't lie. Do you know what I'm saying? You can say he makes my yearly salary in a week. Yeah, but bro, that's what I'm saying. The average salary in the UK is 38 grand. Bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So no one's saying that for Prem ballers. He's making 4 times your annual wage in a week. Do you know what I mean? You're obsessed with money today, bro. You asked me if I'm rich. You said my apartment looks nice. And then now it's just all money talk. Where did this come from, bro? Nick, Man United's total debt was 1.29 billion by the end. Now it's widely reported it's 1.3 billion. That's what I'm saying, bro. UK wages have been averaging 30k for decades. That's what I'm saying. Man don't want to listen to me, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Truth teller Maxwell. Charlie's trying to explain to me why footballers should be on 100 million a year contracts like NFL and NBA. Bro, this ain't NFL and this ain't NBA, bro. This is a working class, working man sport, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Some clubs still sell tickets for £5-10. In football, we have to build our own stadiums. Bro, I could educate you on so much shit, bro. Bro, you need to read more. Stay off the podcast and read more. I put this, you know what I mean? No plug. Go and read this book. Soccernomics breaks down all the numbers behind football. Go and read this book and you'll understand. Charlie Rendon, when Arsenal when the Cronkies build a stadium for Arsenal, and Tosin's gone as well. Fucking hell, bro. Chelsea clearing out the dead wood, bro. How much of clearing out this dead wood is down to Alonso, would you say? Oh, that's poor from Ben White. Really poor. We might have to take a yellow. Slow down that attack. Ben White, good stop. Ben White has been an absolute... Ben White again. He's been a liability. Saka's had to drop back and catch the ball. And we might have to do something here. Konsa might have to see the game out because Ben White has been criminal. Ben White has been criminal. Man them in the chat. When your club builds a new stadium, who pays for the stadium? Who pays for the build of the new stadium? Just answer me that. Just answer me that. Alonso got to take mad props. There's a clip of Alonso switching on Sanchez. The next week, Sanchez has gone. Bro, this is what I'm saying. Bringing in an experienced manager, you got to have, you know, if you man don't know, there's a term in business called stakeholder management. That's when you manage the expectations of the people above you. I think Xabi Alonso is like, listen, I can get you man playing good football, but also you're spending way too much money. I can cut down the money, bro. He'll know how to, because of the owners he's played under, good feet from Saka, he will know how to manage Todd Bowley and know when he's talking to a business person and when he's talking to a football person. So when he's chatting to the football people, it's like, look, here's what I can do for you football-wise. And when I'm talking to a business person, here's what I can do for you business-wise. That's exactly what I was going to say, F-Texer. That's exactly what I was going to say. In America, they don't pay for their own stadiums. The taxpayer pays for their stadiums. So they have heavily subsidized stadiums. You go and look up certain stadiums in America, they've got swimming pools and nightclubs and all type of shit, and that's all operating costs for the franchise. Arsenal giving the ball away poorly. Havertz. Aston Villa should be in. If they don't concede, it's a miracle. It's actually a miracle that we've not conceded. It's actually a miracle. Eze's played the ball into Erdegaard in such a dangerous position. What are we doing? We've just stopped playing twice. Eze, what are you doing? What are you doing? Well, we just stopped playing. Yeah, it's a fucking miracle. We just stopped playing. Bro, play to the whistle. We're on the edge of our own box. Fuck that guy. Don't stop the game because he's on the floor. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him and his life and his kids. Keep playing the game. What are we doing? Man is stopping the game on the edge of our own box. Play that ball. Nice. Eze out wide. Matty Cash has got something extra to think about now. Lewis is there. Miles Lewis Skelly's there. Eze should have done it. He thought about it, didn't do it. Eze's played a looped pass over to Mosquera, and then Mosquera's been caught under the ball. Eze, what the fuck are you doing? He got the one. Eze's got a bozo gene, you know. He got that one assist, and then he's just doing foolishness. Foolishness. Do you know the problem with Eze on a serious level? I think Eze thinks he's better than he actually is. Just play the ball on the floor. Saka with the cross to the back post. Not the best cross. Ben White, go and meet that ball. Ben White, man. You just let that ball go to the Villa player. And then Nicholas Jackson's giving it away. The quality of this game is awful. Awful from both sides. This looks like the first game of the season. This doesn't look like the second game of the season. This looks like the first game. Yeah, Ben White. It's time for the retirement home, lad. It's been a great ride. It's been a great ride. We're going to need someone. I was going to say we might need Bruno G. He's getting suited up now. Marino and Bruno G. Nah, we're looking to grind this game out, bro. We're looking to grind this game out, bro. Hey, AT, we are about to see pure haram football, blood. We're about to see it, bro. Good ball over the top from Erdegaard. Really tidy. Havertz goes down too easy, looking for another penalty, bro. That's cheap. Gabriel, what a legend, bro. He's just got to just go through that challenge. 100%. I might want Gyökeres on, you know. I might want Gyökeres on because I need someone in that final third to just slap a shot. This is ridiculous, bro. What I'm seeing is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe it, bro. One of the biggest problems I had with Arteta around his early phase, and I know the team wasn't as good, but that game management, bro. And again, in this game, the game management hasn't looked good. Ben White against Martson. We might have to get Concert on because Ben White is really struggling. No, ref says no foul. Everyone's looking for penalties, bro. Everyone's looking for penalties. We need the ball to go out. That's what we need so we can make our subs. Might even be Erdegaard and Lewis Skelly off. See, the difference there, Calafiori stands up John McGinn but doesn't engage him. Matty Cash, he's not just standing up solids. He was flying straight through him. You got to go and get that ball. Get tense now, man. 20 minutes left. We need another goal, really. But then it doesn't. It looks like typical Arteta. It looks like he's saying, yeah, bruv, 1-0. Now he's doing the Hergovich. Come and punch me in the face. Oh, bruv, just kicking it out to nobody, bro. Bro. This is horrid. This is horrid, bruv. Timber, please, bro. Timber, please, bro. Please. What can I donate some? Okay, it's gone out of play. Ben White is clearly struggling. We might need Conser. We might need Conser. Because I just Ben White, bro. I don't know. I don't know, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. We're shooting the podcast this week. Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll shoot it. Podcast should be out Friday. Erdegaard off. Miles Lewis Skelly off. To be fair, Chelsea playing good football right now, but yeah, over the course of their life, these men have been horrible. Is Marino going up top? No, he's not. Okay, he's staying in the midfield. Tammy Abraham's on as well. They believe that they can win this game, and they can. Well, they can at least get back into the game. I predicted 2-1. I did predict 2-1, but I'll take a 1-0, bro. I'll take anything and just get out of here with a win, bro. Honestly. It's good football. Off topic, who do you blame for a Talma's poor conditioning? I'm seeing everyone get blamed, but the fighter, I blame everyone. Everyone. I blame everyone, bro. I blame the coach. I blame himself. I blame the British media. I blame everyone. Everyone. Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders told us he's the best boxer he's seen since Muhammad Ali. I blame you. another person who's failed at world level, Anthony Yard, he went on TalkSport 6 months ago and said, listen, I don't want to say too much, but Moses Atama is it. He's the one. He's it. I blame you as well. I blame all of you. Because in this country, we can't be serious, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're analyzing something, you're called a hater. Do you know what I mean? It's not hating. Man, I gotta analyze. You said these men actively told us I've never sparred for 12 rounds. What kind of thing is that to say? We're not supposed to say that, but it's part of their sales pitch. He's got he doesn't need a chin, he never gets hit, blah 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 blah. It's all part of their sales pitch. And in this sport, man are gonna use your sales pitch against you. I've never been hit before. Okay, I'm gonna think, right, well, bro, I saw it. I saw Hergovic's eyes when he said, oh, he's never been 12 rounds because he knocks everyone out. Hergovic is like, what? What? My nigga. You never been 12 rounds before? Okay. Allison looking like a Morgan Rogers regen, blood. They might look for some more crosses in. They've tried to play the ball in so far. They might look for more crosses now with Tammy Abraham in there. Saka. Eze's back post all alone. Eze's back post all alone. And credit to Ben White, still overlapping. Havertz has got the ball out wide. Oh, bruv. Remember, Turkey said he wants Usyk versus Atama. Bro, Usyk actively said, I don't want to fight him because I don't want to break him. Usyk would have done serious damage to him. Serious damage. It's the same media that Sam Noakes is being praised for beating Berenchek, but Berenchek's 38 years old and got knocked out in the first round by Keyshawn Davis. And Sam Noakes is meant to be a power puncher. Supposed to be stopping that guy. But if you talk about his footwork and his defense, and you talk about his deficiencies, you're just seen as a hater. It's not hating. You know what I'm saying? It's not hating, bro. Havertz, come on, finish. Havertz, finish. Ha! Kai Havertz! Exactly. Then when it happens, it's he's young and coaching did this and blah 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 blah. Do you know what I'm saying? Even rival fans told us they could see Saka looking tired. Arteta's using him too many minutes. Like, man told us ahead of time. We could all see it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not hating. It's just like it's criticism. But this country's full of soft youths, isn't it? That's why man ain't successful, because this country's full of soft kids, bro. That's just what it is. This country's full of soft kids. Honestly. You got all man do in this country is tell you I was on the road and blah blah blah, then walk in the ring of an unknown Ukrainian and get beat up. All right, cool, well done. Where was Hackney? Oh, chopped Sui. Find a shot. Oh, what we offside? Oh, brother, fucking Paul Scholes doing their line. Fuck off, man. That's all man do. Pick up young black boxers and say, yeah, man, his life is going down the wrong path and it, bro, whatever, bro. Same old story, bro. Garnacho one. Bruv. Yeah, nah, bruv. We might need Consa, blood. Yeah, we might need Consa. Mosquera. Yeah, Mosquera. Yeah, that's brilliant. Take a dive, feign injury, get Ben White in centre back, and just block shots, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? He can block shots with his face if he has to, bruv, and then just get the boy. Yeah, see, Consa right back. See, get the boy Consa on, blood. Consa's coming on as well. My thing is how Ben Davison can be so dumb. How the fuck do you never sparred? Bro, Samson, I've told you, man, before. In British boxing, if you were young and you punch hard and knock people out, all they do is they will ride you up the levels until you can't knock the guy out anymore, and then you're done. That's it. That's all of British boxing. He's great. He knocks people out. As soon as you don't knock a man out, it's done. That's Prince Nassim Hamed. That's Ricky Hatton. That's all them man. That's Anthony Yard. That's all them man. When you see Anthony Yard win a fight on points, when do we see that? That's why AJ is different. That's why AJ is 11 above these man. We've seen AJ scumbaggy performance, but we've seen AJ win on points if he needs to. We've seen AJ say, "Fuck it, let me take 12 rounds on points, fundamentals." Do you know what I'm saying? That's it. I watched Adam Booth on TalkSport say, he told Josh Kelly to get a world title and then set about making your money. So you don't even have the ambition to beat Boots, because Boots might beat Josh Kelly's next fight. He didn't say win a world title then unify. He said win a world title and then make your money. So you're not even telling me that you want to beat Boots, or you have any ambition to beat Boots. You're telling me win the world title, no one can take that away from you. You're a world champion, and then sell the belt. Okay, cool. Surely Konsa goes right back and Ben White goes into centre back. Surely, because Garnacho can score a late goal. To be fair, he's getting a lot of claps, isn't he? Konsa, fair play. Fair play to the Villa fans, clapping him. Yeah, Mosquera and Marino's the one that's gone and started chasing the ball. Marino, good feet. Eze, get it under. No handball. Eze, get it under. Havertz, no blood. We died, bruv. Yeah, I don't know what Villa fans is whole beef with Pedro is. I don't understand that. Like it's not like Villa. It's not like Brighton were like competing. Like if João Pedro left Chelsea to come to Arsenal, or something, I could see man booing him. But you man are Brighton, in it. Like I don't want to be rude, but what are you talking about? You lot are a selling club. All you lot do is like build up young talent and then sell them. That's the MO of your club. I don't understand why you would do that, but I don't know. Brighton, in it. Paul from Saka tried to nutmeg Martson. Now Garnacho, and Saka makes the tackle. Is it true Hatton was favourite versus Floyd? He was. I don't know if he was favourite, but you had like much better odds than you should have done. Do you know what I'm saying? I've made a lot of money on British fighters being the favourite when they shouldn't, because a lot of men don't watch boxing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Josh Kelly, when Josh Kelly fights Boots, Josh Kelly should be like 100-1, but he won't be. Do you know what I'm saying? So Boots should be like 1-100, but he won't be. He'll be like 1-30. So you can just buy free money if you want to. If you want to put £3,000 on him, you could just buy £300 because he ain't gonna lose. Oh, referee, that is nasty. I wonder how much discipline issues there are, because John McGinn looks that was a nasty challenge from John McGinn. I think that's nasty. You man tell me if I'm over exaggerating. I think that's a nasty challenge. And if you remember last week, João Gomez got a red card. That is really nasty. That's filthy. I think that what Matty Cash was doing to Solids in the first half was on. That's his second booking, by the way. He got a yellow card last week. I think Unai Emery is like, we got to have a conversation about discipline. Remember when there was a couple of red cards for Arsenal and people said, oh, it's Arteta because he jumps around on the sideline. He's making David Luiz get red cards and all kind of fucking stupid shit. When are we going to talk about the discipline from Unai Emery? His team's getting yellow cards and red cards every week, and he's walking off without shaking the hand of the rival manager. But we're not going to talk about that because it's Unai Emery. Do you know what I mean? Walked off, got slapped 4-0, got a red card, didn't shake the manager's hand, and now John McGinn and Matty Cash are playing like cunts this week. Fuck you, little dwarf. Oh, we've passed it to nobody, bro. Man went from Havertz to Verts, blood. He just, oh, bro. Man went from Havertz to Florian Verts. And to be fair to Ben White, he's done really, really well with that. "82 minutes, and the game's just on an edge. Do you know what I mean? I don't like it when it's on the edge. Gemini, you did say it. You did say it. I backed Moses too much, bro. Never put money on a light skin you, bro, ever. McGinn won't need all that against Verts. Anyone else, it's ankle city. Bro, he ain't gonna be on the pitch for long, bro. How many is it 3 yellow cards and then a ban? Is it 3 or is it 4? Actually, might be like 5. I don't know how many it is, but he's on his way. They've played 2 games, he's got 2 yellows. Five, yeah. I think that's what that's what people like about Martin. Do you know what I mean? He's just that kind of modern attacking um fullback that's going to drive the ball forwards, but his overall quality is not great. But his style, he's got a style. He's very lucky to have a style that a lot of people. I thought it was 5, but I thought they changed it to less. But 5, I know it was 5 back in the day. But he's got a style that a lot of modern managers like. Do you know what I mean? Like right now, if you're like an Ivanovic, a lot of managers ain't really on that, even though Ivanovic is a great player. Good ball through from Bruno G. Square that Saka. Oh, that's not the best. It's not the best. Bruno G, that's lovely though. We do look tired. We definitely do look tired. Now on comes Zubamendi, bro. I don't know why Zubamendi's coming on now. I don't get why Zubamendi's coming on. I don't know what that's for. Okay, maybe it's just to give Rice a breather. But we're going to be under. I don't like that sub. I'm just going to say that now. I don't like that sub. I know Rice needs a few minutes rested, but the game's on a knife edge, and we're taking off our best defensive midfielder for Zubamendi. And we're not really. I know we're taking a corner right now, but we're not really in the attacking phase of the game. If anything, in the last 10, 15 minutes, Aston Villa's been more on us. If we're going to attack more, then maybe Zubamendi's the guy. But Saka, near post. Villa get first contact. And Zubamendi goes straight back to David Raya. It's a good kick from Raya. Can we get that first? Oh, it's a great kick from Raya. And Eze actually doesn't do, or whoever that was, doesn't do as much with it as they probably should have. And David Raya can take his time. Take your time. Don't run the clock. Yeah, 100% run the clock down. Don't touch it with your hands. Just run the clock down. Why is Tammy Abraham trying to barge David Raya? What are you doing? What are you doing? Why is Tammy Abraham moving like that? Tammy upset for no reason. Good tackle from Zubamendi. Huge tackle from Zubamendi. 100%. See, when I play football, I'm nasty, bro. If I put you on your back, don't be trying to shake my. I want to shake your hand and pick you up and check if you're all right and all that. But I'm not interested in all that. I'm not interested in all that. We're going long, but not winning the second balls. Bro, I see free City blood. I'm telling you. Man said you guys play like bitch. Bro, to be fair, it's 88 minutes. Most teams in the league that are winning just move the ball around at 88 minutes. Like, that's how most teams play. There's not that many teams that are winning 88 minutes in and start going for goal and putting crosses. Most teams that are winning at 88 minutes just settle the game down. That's quite common. So tidy from Zubamendi, showing his quality. Really, really tidy. Look at the way Tammy's rushing in, bro. He wants to commit another foul, blood. He wants to commit a foul, bro. He wants to commit a foul, blood. That's a good tackle from Wan-Bissaka, to be fair. The spider. What? Bruno G just giving the ball away like that? No foul. Bruv. Dawdling, bruv. Why? Man, I want to see defensive legs like never before, bruv. I want to see defensive legs like never before, blood. Eight minutes added. Fuck you know. 8 minutes added. There'll be a late dagger, bro. 8 minutes is too long to be playing this type of football. When that ball went to Eze and you got tackled by Wan-Bissaka, I don't know why they don't just release it. Bro, I don't know where 8 minutes came from. I have no idea where they found 8 minutes in this half. I really don't. And the thing is, we're playing this style of football. Villa will take confidence from absolutely anything that happens. Absolutely anything, any foul, any little thing that they can do to take confidence and get the crowd up. And we ain't even got the bro. I'd have Madueke on, honestly, just for the counter attack. We need to give them something to be concerned about, or they're just going to find it too easy to come and attack us. Nothing silly, lads. Game management. Come on, game management. Hold the ball. Hold the ball. We can't remind you of Burnley because Burnley didn't win the league, man. No, because I feel like we could have done more, bro. We could have done more. I just feel like, you know, at this stage in the game, I don't mind this, but we're only in this stage of the game because we didn't do more earlier. Do you know what I'm saying? We have plenty of option and opportunity to do more earlier, and we just didn't do it. It didn't have to be this way. And there will be points in the season where we lose points because of this. There will be points in the season where we lose points because of this. How can Havertz be offside there? How can you possibly be offside there? I'll be happy if we win the game 1-0. That's a foul on Zubamendi, but Havertz coming forwards. Just keep taking it forwards. Don't take it backwards. Just keep taking it forwards. Havertz is such a scumbag, bro. Honestly. And again, take all our time. Take our time. Take our time. Oh, ref. Ref. That's got to be a yellow. It's a yellow card for Martson. Awful challenge. A man gonna call Villa thugs like they call us thugs when we foul people, or is it just us? We're the only thugs in the league. Bro, how close is my man standing? How close is he standing on the free kick, bro? Look at bro. How close is he standing on the free kick? You can't complain I haven't taken the free kick. You're standing on top of me. Man didn't even ask him to move out the way of the free kick. He just let him stand right in front of him. I've never seen that before. I've never seen anything like that before. All I see are clean tackles. Ain't that how you play? You're obviously not listening, or you're listening to the stream on delay. Saka was taking a free kick, and the ref didn't even ask Garnacho to move 5 yards or 10 yards or whatever the distance is. He let him just stand right on Saka's free kick. I've never seen that before. I don't mind it. Oh, that's a big tackle. That's a big tackle from Villa. Bruno G could be injured. Gary Neville's saying that's a pen. For the scissor action, he's saying that's a pen. Villa are rattled, bruv. Rattled blood. Villa are rattled blood. 1-0 to the Arsenal, bruv. The Arsenal blood. What's man telling me? Do you know what I'm saying? 6 points from 6. Ugly motherfucking performance, bro. Ugly performance. We need that, bro. It's not even copium, bro. I said ugly performance, bro. We need another attacker. Do you know what I'm saying? We need another attacker. Like because we've been left short. And just like Moses Atalma, Matty Cash has shown man how to play against Solis. Be aggressive with him. He's new to the league. He's not prem proven. Go be aggressive. Fly into some challenges. Mash him up, and you'll get a little bit. You'll get a little something out of it. And we'll see that. Don't be surprised to see that for the rest of the season, bro. Don't be surprised to see man trying to mash up Solis and them kind of things there for the rest of the season. But you know, I'm frustrated that we've shown our hand a little bit, bro. And one thing with Arteta that I don't like, and I've always said this, he doesn't use the whole squad. Obviously, he's got his favorites. Every manager's got their players they like and didn't like and all the rest of it. But for Arteta, he seems to have just completely frozen Victor Gyökeres out. And I just think that's bad management because you're going to have to use him at some point. You've got no striker. You've only got Havertz. Victor Gyökeres played a big part in you lot winning the league last year, and you've frozen him out for no reason, bro. Like, if you've got another striker coming in, fair enough. But when you have to use him and he's not warm and he's not running and he's not pressing and he's upset and all these kind of things, like, what are you going to do? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you've shown your hand. That's poor management for me for how he's conducting himself with Gyökeres. Like, that game there could have just done with a little 5-minute cameo from Gyökeres. Maybe Gyökeres gets himself a goal, feels close to the team, little link-up play, something. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if Havertz goes and gets injured, and Havertz has injury problems, we know that. He's been injured every season since he's been at Arsenal for some period of time. You're going to have to rely on this guy, and this guy's not going to be motivated because you ain't treated him right. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that could be something that comes back to bite us in the backside later in the season. Do you know what I mean? Because he's just got his favourites, bro. Like, you have to use the whole squad. You've got to use the whole squad. One thing I do like, we've got bare midfielders. Like, our midfield, we just got bare midfielders, bro. Like, I feel confident winning a lot of midfield battles. Do you know what I'm saying? I have a feeling Gyökeres and Arteta have fallen out. The thing is with Arteta, it's not a falling out thing. If it was a falling out thing, there'd be talk of like Gyökeres getting sold. It's not a falling out. It's just like he'll just let you just not play, bro. He'll let you not play, and he'll just be like, yeah, like Havertz is doing a better job, safe. But there'll be games where we draw 0-0, and Gyökeres is going to be there, like, bro, I'm here. In this game, we won, fair enough. But there'll be games where we're drawing 0-0, 85 minutes. Gyökeres is like, yo, I'm right here, bro. Like, I don't think Gyökeres is done at Arsenal. Do you know what I'm saying? He'll play. Do you know what I mean? He'll play this season and he'll get minutes and stuff like that. You know, Champions League games, we've got a lot of games coming up. He'll play. Maybe I'll text him, listen, we've got a lot of games and you'll play. But I just think there's a way to manage your squad and there's a way to keep everybody on side. You need everybody to be your allies. You need everybody to be your champions. And I just the way that he treats certain players doesn't sit right with me. Do you know what I'm saying? The same thing with Martinelli, the way Martinelli was frozen out. And even the Martinelli thing, bro, if we don't get in another like high level left winger, it's long, bro. It's actually long. He's not being Ramsdale, though. It's worse. Do you know why it's worse? Because Ramsdale was doing okay, but Ramsdale made a few high-profile mistakes, and we bought David Raya after Ramsdale. Bro, you bought me when you already had Havertz. Havertz was already here. Havertz was already here, and he weren't delivering for you. From Gyökeres' perspective, I know you man are going to say Gyökeres is shit. I'm talking about the mentality of a footballer. You signed me, and I've come in, and we've won the Prem. You signed me and Zubimendi. We've come in, and we've won the Prem. And then you've dropped me and Zubimendi. We're the only two players you signed last year. And you've gone back. To be fair, Miles Lewis-Skelly and Zubimendi slightly different because Miles Lewis-Skelly wasn't playing midfield before Zubimendi came in. He was left back and he was moved into that position. Cool. But if you're a striker, you're thinking, bro, you've signed me. I've delivered you a trophy. And then you're then you're going back to the old. You're not even signing a new striker. You're going back to the old striker. Do you know what I'm saying? Because all the attackers that's come in are wingers. Solis is coming, he's a winger. There's somebody else that's supposed to be coming in, Belgian winger. He's another winger, bro. Like, you haven't even bought another 9. So, you know, the way it's looking right now, the way that Solis played today, and like Samson said, he's looking like a Clampers from now. You just need someone like a Martinelli. Maybe it's Eze. I don't think it is because sometimes we're going to need to counter-attack. But you could have done with a Martinelli in a game like this. Ball over the top. Late on, Martin, that type of game, as much as you man don't rate Martinelli, you can't tell me late on when Arsenal's defending deep, they don't just go long and Martinelli don't go and bag. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't tell me that, bro. That's exactly what he does. That's exactly what he does. He's got a Premier League experience. He can ride the challenges. He knows the stadiums. He's done all this kind of stuff. We're going to go and get another young winger from another foreign league and have to try to bed this guy in a new season. And then again, we're going to be trying to win the league and bed new players in at the same time. It's long. It's just that I think could be a mistake. Do you know what I'm saying? I like Arteta a lot, but some of the stuff he does, and I've always criticized him for this, is how he uses his squad, bro. He don't use his squad. He don't use his squad. Do you know what I'm saying? You got to just keep everybody happy. You got 30 man in your squad that you got to keep happy. Even if you lie, just lie, bro. Yo, listen, Samson, I know I ain't played you today, but I got big plans for you in the future. Don't worry, like big games are coming up. You're gonna just lie, bro. Just keep these men on side. Keep these allies on side. Yo, Samson, I was gonna bring you off the bench, but you know what? We had the red card with the defender, so I had to just. Do you know what I'm saying? I had to sort out the defense, but next time, that's going to be your time. Do you know what I'm saying? Just lie, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But you got to try and keep man on side, bro. You have to, bro. You have to. Do you know what I'm saying? You should have sold one of Martinelli and not both. That's what I said. I want the team to have some level of consistency. I don't want the team to feel entirely differently. When United lost to Hull, my first comment was that you have a midfield that's never played together before. Tielemans, Santos, brand new players, and Bruno. They've never ever played together. So I'm not sure about starting a whole new midfield that's never played together. And some of these men were at the World Cup. Do you know what I'm saying? So they've not even had a lot of time to train together. Do you know what I mean? Tielemans and Bruno both at the World Cup. I don't think Santos was. So they ain't had a lot of time together, and you're starting them midfield. I don't know about that. I mean, our midfield has consistency. We've got Ødegaard, we've got Rice, we've got Skelly. They've all played together for a couple of seasons now. Zubimendi played with them last year. Bruno G is the only guy that's coming in new. Other than Bruno G, everyone else is moving because we all know each other. Havertz the same. We're all moving. Gyökeres. We're going to have to bring in. The only one that wasn't was Solis. And when Solis came off, as good as he was against Coventry, when Solis came off today and Eze came on, we saw the difference. And I don't think the difference was that Solis is better or that Eze is better than Solis. The difference was Solis hasn't played in the league. Do you know what I'm saying? And Eze knows my man's just going to try and clamp me. He's going to try to rough me up, clamp me. Let me just get down the line, get the ball, boom, boom, boom. But when Eze came in, the game was in a bit of an ebb and flow stage. When Solis was on, it was just pure defense from Villa. But when Eze was, people were going to say, oh, Eze looked better than Solis. But when Solis was on, they were in a rear guard. Do you know what I'm saying? When Eze came on, there was a lot more space to run in behind. So it's a different situation. When's the next stream? I think we're going to be live next weekend. We'll be live for all the football next weekend as well. So I'll set up the streams early. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I think the numbers do a lot better when the streams are set up early. So let me see what the fixtures are next weekend, actually. And I'll tell you what... Let me look and see when we're going to be live. Ipswich versus Liverpool. Am I going to cover that? That's going to be tough. I might cover Ipswich Liverpool on Friday. I might do. Man United Everton Sunday 2:00 and Arsenal Chelsea Sunday 4:30. We'll cover both those games. We'll be live both times on Sunday, 100%. I don't know if there's boxing. If there is, I think it might be Katie Taylor on... Is it Katie Taylor this week? It is. We might go live for Katie Taylor as well. We might be live for Katie Taylor as well. Ethan and Max Diamond just both not in the squad, but they will be. Throughout the season, they'll be featured in the squad for sure. They just weren't featured in the squad today, but they will be. 100%. I'm confident about that. Especially Champions League games and stuff like that. I'm confident about that. But yeah, 1-0. Do you know what I'm saying? Champions doing what they do. What more to say, bro? Do you know what I mean? An unsuccessful hate watch for the haters, bro. Another unsuccessful hate watch for the haters. But listen, it's going to be Arsenal versus Chelsea, and we're going to see what's what. And we are going to see what's what. A win on the road. Do you know what I'm saying? We win on the roads, bro. We win on the roads. How many of you can win on the road? Can you win? I'm talking about the style of football, but can you win? You lost to Hull. Can you win? That's all I want to know. Can you win? Do you know what I'm saying? At home, we scored 3. Obviously, it was Coventry. We scored 1 away from home against Villa. That's what we do. You know what I mean? You man conceded 3 at home. We ain't conceded no goals at home. So our home record's decent. Do you know what I'm saying? Everton versus Man United, where I very, very strongly feel like Man United are going to lose. Very strongly feel like Man United are going to lose. But let's see. Let's see what happens. And let's see what happens with the transfers in between then. But for now, peace and love every time. Put a like on the video, and I'll see you, man, on Friday.